On today's show, we tag along with a man named Coop. He's a longtime fishing guide from Brainerd, and he's an old school guy with an old school boat. But this year, the opener means just a bit more. Find out why.
Last year, it was very embarrassing. The Lieutenant Governor caught bigger fish and more fish.
And it's that time of year, folks, Minnesota fishing opener time. Last year, Minnesota Bound's Travis Frank was the governor's guide. We'll find out what it's like to be in the fishing guide hot seat.
It's been a long time since I've seen this many boats on Waconia.
And our Minnesota Bound Classic this week takes us to the swamps of Florida in search of a wily gobbler. Those stories and more next.
Minnesota Bound. Brought to you by Minnesota's select GMC dealers.
Hi, everybody. Raven and I welcome you to the show, and a special one it is because, as we all know, the fishing opener in Minnesota is a very special time of the year. But in our first story, the fishing opener means more to a man named Coop than any of us might imagine. Bill Shirk has the story.
Okay. Every spring, walleye opening weekend is, to me, a holiday.
Walleye opener. Let's fish.
Trolling, casting, rigging, I don't care. I'm happy as long as I'm in the boat.
Man, I love walleye opener, but this year I'm not doing the family thing on Gull Lake. This year we're going to Brainerd and we're going to see my buddy Coop.
Yep, Coop.
Classic boat, man. Classic.
I feel more at home in a boat than I do in my own home.
His fishing license reads George Cooper. To his buddies, he's just Coop.
You want this? I totally love it. I live and breathe it. I sleep it. I dream about it. Well, that's 3 casts. I'm a 3-cast believer. If I don't have a fish within 3, it's time to think.
Coop's been guiding around Brainerd as long as darn near anyone can remember.
Hey, buddy. What's going on? Welcome to Coop's World.
Come on up, see me. Now, northern pike can bite your nose, right?
That's just in his blood. I mean, it's something he lives and breathes. It's hard to explain.
Oh, you got a fish?
Yeah, I got one.
Maybe he was born with pike blood in it.
What's going on there? That one's staying down a little bit, looks like.
Nice bass. Yeah, nice little bass. Nice little bass here, little largemouth. You go back and grow up bigger, okay?
Oh, he did it. He did it. Coop, I'd feel guilty if I didn't ask if you wanted to kiss this one before he goes back.
That's your turn.
Coop has some special attraction to fishing, kind of like the kid in all of us. To understand is to wander into his family room.
This is our fish room. This one here, I actually had hooked in the same spot 3 times, and this fish beat me 3 times.
Coop's house sits packed full of old fishing memories.
I love the title of that.
The Legends of the Lake, yes. Al Linder, we've got Gary Roach, Bowleg, Gary Lake, Marv Cap.
When not competing, he made his money guiding.
Renting my first boats with my 1948 5-horse Johnson.
Early on, Coop made $12.50 a day to put people on fish.
When I first started guiding, that's how we got paid. We had to have fish or we didn't get paid. As time changed, we started trying to teach people how to fish versus just catch fish.
His weekly catches ended up on the walls of Brainerd's bait shops.
This fish came off the A-frame area off the Pine River on the whitefish chain at about 6:45 at night. I reached down and I grabbed the old Lindy bait, put it on, 1 cast, boom, the war was on. I think the northern pike has an attitude.
He considers the northern pike his own. He calls it catching Coop's fish Coop's way.
Coop's way is to have fun. Have fun when I'm out here. Make everybody that's ever with me have a great day. Because if they don't have a great day, I haven't had a great day.
Which is why this opener is so darn special.
How you guys doing?
Over there, Coop's closest fishing buddies, Gino DeBusk and Cindy Avelsgaard. And as I will soon learn, these two are taking what Coop started and they're carrying it on.
Well, being it's probably his last opener, it means a lot that at least I got the last one in with him.
This one here?
We continue now with our story about a fisherman named Coop.
Minnesota Bound, brought to you by Minnesota's select GMC dealers. Renewal by Anderson, Seven Clans Casino, Connecticut, and by Rapala.
Time now to continue joining a man named Coop on the fishing opener.
George Cooper's quiet time comes in the basement.
It brings you closer to fishing when you build your own lures. I try to match a lot of baits to the water I fish with what's the dominant feed. I make 90% of the stuff I catch the big pike on is something that I've either bought and altered to make it work the way I want it to work.
Today, Coop passes out his secrets, and I mean all of them.
I've never been on this lake.
Right over here where the camp is, Bill,
Yep.
if you ever get a chance, walleye heaven.
Really?
It's actually his life that he's passing on.
His closest friends pay attention as he hands out a lifetime of fishy advice.
Always pay attention.
Gino DeBusk and Cindy Avelsgaard get Coop's advice. He's also passed along to them much of his stash of fishing gear.
It's an honor. I mean, it's something that you can't put a value on.
See, now you're starting to see a pattern because we've got a fish in that boat. We've got one here.
Come on there, old buddy.
As Coop and I share opening day and get to talking, his story starts to make sense.
If you look at my x-ray, Bill, from here to the right below my breast area, it's a solid mass.
That they don't want to take out.
Yep. There you go, buddy. Go back and grow up. Yeah. My last trip to the cancer center, they told me go home and get everything ready. So that's what I'm doing.
See, Coop's fighting a kind of bone cancer he won't beat.
I don't think so.
At least that's what doctors tell him.
Kind of tears your heart out a little bit, you know. You've pretty much almost lived with the guy, you know, for 23 years. Lived, played, fished, hunt.
No one really knows how long Coop might fish.
God, that one's got attitude.
He's got attitude.
So he's taking no chances.
Right now we're fishing at least twice a week, sometimes 4 times a week. Every day is special that I spend with him.
How's that feel?
Felt good.
Look at the size of that bass. Wow.
That's a nice one.
Man.
That's a dandy.
So it's true, it's not just big pike you catch. Wow, that's a dandy fish.
That's a nice fish. Remember the kind you need in tournaments, isn't it?
Even in his serious fish-catching nature, you still see the kid in Coop.
We got some homemade cookies here, Bill.
He proves fishing can still be fun, and that's good enough for me.
What you asked me about what am I trying to do when I'm leaving this stuff, I really want to share my life with somebody. That's what it's about.
I say, thanks for sharing, Coop. Thanks for sharing.
The walk of life I'm taking here with this, trying to beat this cancer thing that I'm not going to beat, I know that in the end, but I'm going to give it an awful run for its money because I don't plan on quitting fishing in any shape or form.
Do the fish always bite at the governor's opener? Well, we'll find out.
Closed captioning is brought to you by The Yard, premier manufacturers of maintenance-free outdoor patio furniture and accessories from recycled plastic.
You know, when it comes to fishing openers, we all wish for good luck, right? But I can't think of anybody who wishes for more luck than the fisherman who's been picked out to guide the governor. Our man, Travis Frank, was that person last year, and he tells us the inside story.
Every May, 500,000 anglers hit the water to celebrate Minnesota's fishing opener. For one community each year, this tradition carries an extra special meaning.
Welcome everybody. I am Becky Larson and I am the 2012 Governor's Event Chair for Lake Waconia.
Waconia's celebration marks the 65th time our governor tried his luck at catching an opening day walleye.
We're unique in this state. No one else does an event quite like this.
This crowd proves it.
Let's just please give a warm Waconia welcome to the governor of the great state of Minnesota, the Honorable Mark Dayton.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Last year I was very embarrassed. The lieutenant governor caught bigger fish and more fish than I did, so we're sending her to another lake. We're going to have fun. We're going to join about 500,000 Minnesotans around the state. The great celebration of Minnesota springtime.
When the governor visits a different community, you see this same turnout, and it's because it's a celebration. It's a celebration of our heritage and tradition of fishing in the state of Minnesota. It's a big party.
Between the deer hunting opener and fishing opener, it's a toss-up which one's more important, and they're both huge.
Huge, as in Time Magazine huge. All eyes turn to the governor. What will he catch? This year, that pressure falls on me. As a lifelong Waconia angler, the state office asked me to be his guide. Am I excited? Heck yeah, but I'm also scared to death. The crowd gathers outside the marina, waiting for the midnight open.
So this right here is my fishing buddy Matt, and he is taking out Lieutenant Governor. So together, one of us has to catch a fish. This is our home lake.
Well,
Are you nervous?
Stoked. I don't know, are you? Let's ask you. You got the big duty.
Yeah, well, I think it's just, what we do is fish.
Yeah, I think
we
that's
fish.
it.
It's all
like
this other stuff that leads up to it. But once it gets down to being on the water, that's where it should be the easy part, right?
Yeah.
I talk a good game, but deep down, the pressure builds. All I want is the governor to catch a fish.
Best of luck tonight. You too, man.
Fortunately, there's no time left to think about it. Governor Dayton buys his license, then we fish. Security is tight and cameras aren't allowed. So, as we motor into darkness, I pray for just one bite. But I'm not alone.
I haven't missed a midnight opener since I was 12.
That's my buddy Wags. He'll fish close by.
You have to do it every year. It's a tradition.
If we catch one, he'll snap a few photos.
What a perfect night. It's been a long time since I've seen this many boats on Waconia.
The Lieutenant Governor's streak continues. After 2 hours, our story is much different. On the biggest stage of my guiding career, the governor leaves Lake Waconia empty-handed. Not even a bite. Heartbreak gives way to sunrise. I'm reminded of a bigger picture. Opener isn't really about fish. It's about the people celebrating what we have.
Luke and Mario. Luke's 6 and Mario's almost 3.
I got one. See?
For just one day, my hometown celebrates on fishing's biggest stage. And some found walleyes.
It's in the walleye family, right?
When you look at everything else, you kind of put the fish to the side for just one day.
And thanks to good friends, I'll never forget it.
I would like to do a victory dance for catching one more fish than the governor did today. That's all I got.
A turkey hunt in Florida? Hey, it can be exciting. Exciting if you stay awake for it.
Minnesota Bound, brought to you by Hennepin County Medical Center, Minnesota Agricultural Water Resources Coalition, Minnesota soybean farmers and their checkoff,
Our Minnesota Bound Classic this week is one of my favorite stories. You all know I'm a wild turkey hunting nut, emphasis on the nut, but went to Florida a few years ago, and as you know, getting up early is part of turkey hunting, but it has its consequences, as you will find out. First light in a Florida swamp. Hungry mosquitoes ring my face and hum for blood. I call for a gobbler's attention, but call in vain.
Did they just answer me?
Yeah, the last time you called, they just answered you.
They're right over there.
Yeah, there's another opening.
Hunting the wild turkey, an eternal addiction, and yes, I'm hooked. It might be springtime in this Florida swamp, but to my Minnesota skin, it's hotter than an August sidewalk, as Lenny, my Seminole Indian guide, listens for gobblers.
We call a gobbler, or a male turkey, we call them fate nangnoje. That's basically saying old turkey. We call our hunters fayate. That means one who's going to go out and look for food.
Lenny Ray Jim is a top guide for a Seminole hunting service, headquartered at Billy's Swamp Safari in South Florida. After much calling, a gobbler called, but only a hen appeared, raised our pulse, and wandered away. As the sun rose, the turkey talk went down, while the air temperature went up. Clearly, only tourists, turtles, and gators like basking in Florida's hot sun.
Right over here to the right-hand side.
So we took a break too, took a swamp tour, and visited a local museum that showed how the Seminole Indians survived Florida's heat and swamp. But by mid-afternoon, it was back in the jungle, and I was wondering the same thing, how to survive. Oofta, it was hot. Lenny decided we should set up along a sand road, favored by wild hogs and wild turkeys.
In native tradition, the wild turkey is considered a spirit because he can vanish so effortlessly.
Boy, Lenny, you can say that again. There I was, sitting in the hot shade and keeping one eye open for gobblers. Suddenly, and I don't know when, both of my eyes went shut. My hen calls turned to heavy breathing. Lenny was awake, but not me.
Psst, they're coming this way.
There comes a time in every turkey hunter's life when the impossible happens, the unthinkable occurs, and the unbelievable takes place. And as I snored, the Florida swamp came to life, perhaps curious about the strange sound emanating from the palmettos. A flock of Florida toms waltzed into shotgun range, fluffed their feathers, pecked the ground, but then eventually vanished, just like the Seminole legend said they would. Me? Well, all I saw was the back of my eyelids. Now for the ending of that story, I woke up just in time to not get anything. Well, that about does it for us. Remember, introduce the kid to the great outdoors. I'm Ron Sharon, of course, the star of the show. And she knows it. Raven.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433. For more information on these stories and more, Catch us on the web at mnbound.com.